Well, good evening, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Live right here on Mike Avery Outdoors. My name is Mike Avery, and I'm always glad to have you along with us as we get together midweek to talk about the great outdoors. Right here on my social media outlets on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, not Instagram. David's jumping the gun. He says, "Good evening, Mike. What day is it?" It's hump day. John Callison, how are you? Nice to have you along with us. We're going to give away a Michigan brand ham for Easter here in just a little bit, as soon as Nick Grillo gets done cleaning fish. He was up on Grand Traverse Bay today fishing for jumbos, and they got quite a few of them. Who we got along with us tonight? We've got John. We've got Brent. We've got Paul. We've got Gene. Gene, you making my angler quest yet? Tim, Martin, Sean, Johnny Bowler, the man, the myth, the legend, Randy Breedlove. Chris, nice to have you with us as well. Who else? Mad Jack over on YouTube. Bruce, Dan, Pinnabog checking in. Where's the one? Pinnabog. Julie, Tennessee, LinkedIn, Beaverton, Rick. I missed somebody in there. Hello, Uncle Johnny. How are you? See you Friday night. Algonac checking in. Tony, it was so nice to meet you Saturday night at our Wild Game Dinner and Auction at Bay Valley. Thank you for the cigar. I really appreciate that. Dwight checking in on LinkedIn. Appreciate that very much. Ed Bolanowski, there we go. Well, thank you, Mike. He says, I'm the man. Tom checking in from Florida. You're the smartest one in the crowd. Although Matt's checking in from El Paso. That's not a bad place either. Who else do we have? Brant checking in. Emily City checking in. We got a good crowd tonight, as I know we will. My name is Mike Avery, and this is another edition of Wednesday Night Live. So glad to have you along with us. I think Tom is probably related to Matt, and they are the guys behind Rec Broadheads. How did the auction go? Patrick, the auction, the event was wonderful. God has truly blessed that event once again. Mike says, hey, it's that day again. What day is it? Mike, what day is it? Bruce says, Mike, what day is it? Hump day. There, we got that out of our system. The auction was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I have some people I want to thank here, but I want to wait till we build up a really good crowd so I can thank them in front of as many people as possible. Kingston, Ontario checking in. Oh, Brian, the dinner was just, I'm telling you, we hadn't had one in 2 years, and it was wonderful. We don't have a final count on the money, but, the money was the goal, and I think we made some money, but it was just a nice time. We had a great crowd. We had lots of great people there, including Dave Bowler's brother, Johnny. They let him out of the Yoop to come down to our dinner. What else? Before I talk more about that, time shift coming up this weekend. Make sure you adjust for that. I saw some birds strutting this morning on the way down to the Saginaw to the studio. I saw a couple of toms strutting out in the field. That was wonderful. Got me going. Good evening, Mike. How are you? Nice to have you along with us. Steelheader in the streams. There's Bill Hoffman. How are you? It is so nice to be able to get together. I should have put more Crystal Light in here. I'm almost done. I'm going to need it tonight because we're going to have a buzzer tonight. Watching from Alger. I appreciate that. Avery, 30% off them VersaSkins. You're right. VersaSkins 8. That's one of the things I'm going to talk about. In fact, you want me to tell you right now? I can do it right now. As long as you bring it up, share screen, Chrome tab, VersaSkins, share. If you go to this website, versaskins.com, that's versaskins.com, and use the promo code Avery30, 30% off everything on their website. And there is a lot to choose from. 30% off, promo code Avery30. Just change your skin for the season you're in. And thank you to Paul Perrone for making that happen. Hey, Mike, it was wonderful to see you. Lori, it was great to see you and Brian there. Mike and Jackie, always a pleasure. We just had a great event. It was a great crowd. The weather was nice. The only bad thing about the auction, about the event, and that's not for this year, and some of you have heard this already. We had that event Saturday night. Sunday night, Bay Valley closed their doors. They say it's for remodeling. It doesn't look like it. I am so glad and so thankful. Ross, you the man, buddy. You the man. I'm so thankful they kept their doors open Saturday night for our event. I hope they get things together and we can have it there next year. If not, we're going to be looking for a new venue. Ross Elliott. Here's a guy right here. Ross is a good friend of mine. Ross has spent a lot of money bidding on fishing trips with me, and he can fish with me free anytime he wants. So I told Ross, because I knew he was coming down for the event. I need to trim right there. Just trim that up a little bit. I told Ross, your money's no good on my fishing trip. So what did he do? He bid all around the fishing trips. Gracie said she had a good time. I'm glad to hear that. And he spent a lot of money on a lot of things. All right, let me just thank a few people here, and if I forget somebody, I am so very, very sorry. Paul Schlafly of Riverside Charters, Jeff Godey of the Michigan Experience, Mark Pananzak of Real Fishing, Linwood Beach Marina, the folks at Versa Skins, Rec Broadheads, Linwood Beach Marina, Great Lakes Charter Training, Brian and Lori Stroick, Matt Schock, Duncan's Outdoor Shop, Ted Harpman at Dart and Archery, Craig Plowman, who made the African Safari available, Johnny Bowler, who brought down a beautiful Outdoor Magazine radio cornhole set, and who also gave away a bear hunting / whitetail hunting and trip in the UP, which Ross Elliott bid a whole bunch of money on. Craig Plowman, I said, Ed Bolanowski, Craig and Ed got together and paid a lot of money to go on the Saginaw River cruise. And the reason they said they would do it was if they could bring crawlers on the boat. Normally, I wouldn't let night crawlers on the boat. I said, do we have to fish with them? No, just bring them on the boat. So I appreciate it, folks. And of course, Wild Game Chef Extraordinary Dave Miner. If I missed somebody, and there are a lot more people involved, but I'm just thanking the people that I know personally worked with me on this. And if I missed somebody, I'm so sorry. Please point out, offered up these trips and the way you showed up for the event and opened your wallets. You were all very generous. And honestly, I just can't thank you enough. I really appreciate it. I know God's hand was in this all. It was for a good cause, but we could not have done it without you. And I'm already looking forward to next year's event. And hopefully we can find a venue. Okay, where are we at? We will give away a Michigan brand ham in about 20 minutes. Like I said, hey, Paul, how are you? I know, Martin, it's you couldn't make it, but I get it. The live signal keeps dropping. There's nothing I can do about it, Ed. Everything appears to be good and strong on my end. Ted, good evening. Where'd we go? Adam, turkey season just around the corner. Yeah, and isn't that interesting? I have my tag, ZZ, and I paid the extra $5 to apply online because I wanted to make darn sure I got the tag. And I took some grief over that. Like, why are you spending $5 to apply for a license that's always available after the fact? Here's why. 2 reasons. Number one, I like turkey hunting so much that I did not want to take a chance that ZZ would sell out and I would be left there not being able to hunt. That would break my heart because I was too cheap to spend $5. The other thing is, I don't hate the DNR so much that I won't give them $5 for the privilege of turkey hunting. There are a lot of people who hate it so much, hate the DNR so much. I'm not one of them. I'm not always a big fan, but I don't hate them. Hey, Bear, again, I love the name. Hello, John. How are things over on YouTube this evening? Appreciate you being with us. Michigan area Lake Erie docks are in. Excellent. Getting to be that time, isn't it? Well, if you want to fish the rivers of the inland lakes, though, you're running out of time there. First, Red Wing Blackbird. Ours showed up here last week, the same day the robins showed up, in fact. The robins were bouncing around the yard like they didn't have a care in the world, and then a snowstorm came in. Wasn't yesterday 308 day? You know, it was. I hadn't thought of that. Yesterday was 308 day. Mad Jack's all signed up for the Walleye for Warriors as of today. Excellent. Yeah, by the way, if you want to sign up for that event, it's walleyesforwarriors.org. Walleyesforwarriors.org. And you can sign up to be a boat captain. You do not have to be a licensed charter captain to be a boat captain for the Walleye for Warriors event. Walleyesforwarriors.org. I am already signed up. Ross Elliott will be my first mate, by the way. Turkey hunts, one of the most successful programs out there. I agree. And the thought of turkey season being open and me not being able to hunt because I was too cheap to pay the $5 and to have hunt ZZ. Yeah, you probably have to have a boat, though. Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, Joe, I'm telling you, if you could have come down for our wild game dinner and auction, you would have enjoyed it so much. Yeah, I'm telling you, you would have had such a great time. Ed signed up. He's a boat captain. Walleyesforwarriors.org, walleyesforwarriors.org. But, Joe, you don't have to have a boat to come down and fish with me, as I told you last week. So, yeah, and I'll be honest, it kind of made me mad. People gave me the impression, Avery, you're an idiot. First of all, why would you pay $5 extra for a hunt that's always there? And then why would you give the DNR your money? Well, again, I like turkey hunting so much that I'm not going to risk having ZZ sell out over the cost of a gallon of gas. And I'm not one of those people who just hates the DNR. I don't like everything they do. I don't like because they're a big government bureaucracy. In general, I don't like big government bureaucracies, but I don't hate the DNR. Evening, Craig. Again, thank you, my friend, for your generosity. How's the grayling program doing? I had somebody on the show here a few months ago to talk about that. It's going, but it's kind of slow. Hey, Glenn, how are you? Again, good evening, my friends. This is Wednesday Night Live. My name is Mike Avery. If you have not joined me before, who am I? Who am I? I am a Michigan guy. I am an outdoor broadcaster. I am a grandpa. I'm a good Lutheran. For the most part. I try to be. Stu, good evening. How are things in the 45th parallel? But I've been doing outdoor reporting for more than 40 years now. And I've gone from television news to outdoor channel to sportsman channel, now on radio only. Holly says, Mike, what day is it? It's hump day. What is that right there? Huh. That's what happens when you shave your head. Everything is visible. I am having a great night. Good evening, Joe. How are you? Nice to have you along with us. Paul, checking in from hell. How are things in hell, Paul? So coming out of the Trinity dinner, we've got 2 more fishing trips. Both of them with friends of mine from church, Matt Burke and crew. And Tom and Julie Kernstock bought a trip. And then we've got that's right. I can always ask. I talked about it. Scott, where were you? Scott Hand, you come on here and you say, Walleye for Warriors need boat captains. And little do you know that 30 seconds before you came on here, I was talking about how Walleye for Warriors needs boat captains. And I said, go to the website, walleyesforwarriors.org, walleyesforwarriors.org, and sign up to be a boat captain. Like I did. Hey, John. I hope you're doing well, buddy. John was supposed to join us Saturday at the Trinity dinner, and he had a nasty, nasty accident. We're all praying and hoping he recovers soon. Rob's checking in from Hope. I would rather check in from Hope than from hell. Well, that's besmirching the folks in hell. You know what I'm talking about. John, you make my drive to Atlanta very entertaining. Listen to you on YouTube radio all the way. Excellent. YouTube radio, John. I didn't know there was such a thing. No kidding. Scott said, should have known you were on it. The Walleye for Warriors event is June 11th and 12th. Good evening, Dave. How are you? June 11th and 12th on Saginaw Bay, based out of the Linwood Beach Marina. Right now, they're looking for boat captains. You do not have to be a licensed charter captain to be a boat captain for Walleye for Warriors. Go to the website, walleyesforwarriors.org, walleyesforwarriors.org. Sign up to be a boat captain. I think in April, they're going to open it up for veterans to sign up to be guests of those captains in the event. I'm dry tonight, and I do not have enough Crystal Light in there. John says, I have to update my dating profile about enjoying long walks and being a stand-up guy. Because John's not going to be doing any long walks for a while and probably having a hard time standing up. And we make light of it. But it's not a good situation. What happened to all the charter boat captains in Lake Huron? They're all gone. Back in the day, I remember 18 captains between Lake St. Clair and Port Sanilac. I tell you where they're at. They're up on Saginaw Bay. Thank you, Trent. Trent says, happy hump day. Happy hump day to you, my friends. Oh, what else? I talked about the website, versaskins.com, versaskins.com. Use the promo code Avery30. Get 30% off. You'll be in Canada jigging for walleye. Might be able to let a buddy run on one of his boats. That would be great, Brian. We'll take all the help I can get. No, the Lake Huron fishery isn't what it used to be. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about it. It is fun, Mike. It is a lot of fun. And you know what? It's really rewarding. And it's nice to get together with a group of veterans and patriotic people and people who made sacrifices and were willing to leave the comfort of their home and their hometown and their wife or girlfriend or whatever, or parents or whatever, go halfway around the world to fight some god-awful war. And to be able to take them fishing on Saginaw Bay for walleye, it's a real treat. It really is. I enjoy it. Ever since I got involved in it, I look forward to it. Bernie says, when a person is retired like I am, is there really a hump day? Bernie, I'm going to have to throw that back in your lap. I don't know. I'm not retired. My granddaughter says I have a hobby job, but I'm not retired and probably never will be. No, it's not a bad fishery. You just have to change your old mentality and adapt to current times and fish that are abundant, right? Rather than like going for Lake Huron salmon, you might want to go for steelhead, or you might want to go for Saginaw Bay walleye. Spraying for gypsy moth in Atlanta once the weather breaks and the eggs hatch. Good to hear. Scott's taking my old angler quest down to Erie, leaving it for a few weeks. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Scott, that's very cool. You know what? At the Trinity dinner the other night, I ran into some folks who bought my latest boat, the boat that I ran last summer. I gave it up in October, late September, and November. They had it on the water. They had it back on the water on Saginaw Bay. Every day is a Saturday. Every day is a Saturday. Hey, keep your eyes out if back. There we go. Keep your eyes out for Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand Meats. When he comes in, we will give away. He didn't say gypsy moth, did he? Yeah, he did. Is that a slur? Is that a bad thing to say to a Romanian? Sorry, John. I never even thought of that. Spongy moss. Not gypsy moss. Now they are spongy moss. It was meant to be gypsies. We lost. I know. I clicked the wrong button, but I'm back. It's offensive. That's what I was wondering. I'm back. I just clicked the wrong button. Heard they're trying to change the name. Too many people are way too eager to get way too upset about nothing, because I know John's just kidding around. What else? I told the story. Hey, Daryl, how are things up in White River? I told the story on the show for next week because we're still time shifting. In this week's show, Drew Youngdyke, Ben Nielsen of Showspan, John Dirtka I'm going to show one of his videos here in a minute. Nick Green and Richard P. Smith. In next week's show, I was telling the story of, is it true, John? Is that serious? I didn't realize that was a thing. I did not know that. The moth formerly known as Gypsy. I did not know that. Like we don't have other more important things to worry about. Wow. I was telling a story on next week's show about when I was steelhead fishing for Skamania out of Steelhead with the defensive line of the Dallas Cowboys at the time, including Ed Too Tall Jones and Randy White. Another woke moment. Yes, we do need to get rid of you. We have guys sign up and then cancel on us at the last minute. Yeah, good point. Okay, here's one of these things I didn't know about. Gypsy moths is an offensive term. So we need to change it to something else. Wow. I didn't see it. Paul says a DNR sent out an email a month ago. I wish I would have known, because you can be sure that it's one of the things that I would have commented on the radio show. Squaw Bay in Alpena is getting a name change. That one I can get. Wow. Cancel. Wow. Coming up on this weekend's Outdoor Magazine. Oh, I told you that. John Durtka. Okay, he's coming up in the second hour of this week's show. Let me show you a video that John put on his page. Now, John is an interesting guy because he single-handedly changed the way that the powers that be in Michigan look at underwater spearfishing. He testified before the NRC. He talked to the DNR, and he got them to add new rules and regulations for underwater spearfishing. Let me show you some of his video here, and I don't know if there's audio on it or not. Let me find it. Share. Okay, check this out. This is from John Durtka. How cool is that? Uh-oh. Something's going to happen here, I think. Kafoom. Was that a sheephead, I think? How cool is that? Oh, I should have gone back to it. Let me go back. Let me go back to that and share that again. It ended up really cool. I got out of it too fast.
First one of the day. Woo, next one.
That is so cool. And he is on the radio show this week. He's talking about underwater spearfishing. And to make it fair and to make it fair chase, they have some rules. Yeah, we'll get that. His Facebook page is still playing. We'll get rid of that. Boom. Okay. To make it fair chase, you can't wear tanks. You have to take a breath of air and go down, and you have to be fully submerged. You can't just cruise along the surface with a snorkel and spear. You've got to be fully submerged. What would you call it? Free diving if you didn't have tanks? And there are only certain fish that you can spear. I thought it was rough fish only. However, in certain waters, you can spear pike. Don't quote me on this. Lakers, pike, and maybe walleye, but it's certain waters only. But it's very, very cool. Sean says, do they put a mate in each boat? Some do, some don't. I have fished it without a first mate before, but once Ross Elliott started being my first mate, he's now kind of my permanent first mate. So I have a first mate. The smaller boats oftentimes don't have a first mate. Patrick, good evening. How are you? Rob says it's snowing up in White River. How much snow? You bring your own, or we will help you find one to help you out if you want it. Scott Hand, who you see his comment up here right now, is one of the coordinators of Walleye for Warriors. Just a really good guy. A good guy and a Walleye for Warriors coordinator. Yeah, suckers too. Yeah, the traditional, the suckers, the gar, the bowfin, the carp. But also there was 3 species in there that surprised me. And one of them, I think, was lake trout, and one of them was pike, and one of them was walleye, I think. Again, don't quote me. If you want to know more, listen to the show this weekend. 3 to 4 feet up there right now. Rob, that's why I will wait and come and see you in August when there is no snow. Avid says he's in. So on my boat, my first mate will be Ross Elliott, and who is a veteran. And then veteran Avid Martin will be one of my anglers as well. Sean said he's okay. Here you go, Sean. Sean said, I'm interested, but I would struggle by myself. Okay, Sean. So Scott Hand says, they will find you help if you need help. Yeah, not good for your bike right now, Ross Elliott. Okay, I'm still looking for Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand Meats. He said he'd be on about 7:30. He spent the day perch fishing on Grand Traverse Bay with Bob Hines of Central Coast Angling. He said they got a 4-man limit, including several jumbos. How fun does that sound? I think it sounds like a lot of fun. Haven't seen Nick yet either. I haven't either, but guys, keep your eyes open for him. Let me know when he comes on. Let's see. That's next week's show. We don't want to talk about that. I recorded an Angler Quest podcast today with a guy named Chad Schilling, a professional angler out of Lake Oahe in North and South Dakota. Very, very interesting conversation. That'll be uploaded tomorrow. What else? Coming up here in a couple of weeks. Sam says, good afternoon. Looks like you drew a second turkey tag. First time you've hunted turkeys in over 10 years. Why are you waiting, Sam? Why'd you wait so long? And can I assume, Sam, that you'll be using a bow? Sam is in the archery department of Jay's Sporting Goods in Clare. Sam is the guy who set up my recurve. Central Coast Angling is taking a group of vets out in April. It'll be a fun trip. I guarantee it. Rodney found 4 shed antlers today with his grandson, McCoy. That is a good day. If you can find 4 sheds in Michigan in one day, that's a good day. And when you do it with your grandson, that's a great day. That sounds like a lot of fun. Wow. Steelhead are in the rivers right now. Walleye fishing is starting to heat up in the rivers. Pretty soon it'll be on fire. But then, of course, a lot of the rivers here in Michigan, including the Saginaw River, will be closed for a so-called spawning closure until the last Saturday in April. They'll close March 15th and open the last Saturday in April. Except in the UP, they won't open until May. Or granddaughter. Hey, I'm not discriminating. I should have said the only reason I said grandson is because he was with his grandson. I have nothing against granddaughters. I picked my granddaughter up from school today and took her over to softball practice. I love my granddaughter. She's my favorite granddaughter. Sam told himself, I told myself if my new bow came in before the draw was over, I'd put it. I'd use it. And now my new bow came in the last day of January. So you're using it, aren't you? No, Nick just said he's coming on at 7:30. Thank you, Ross. Sam, I'm telling you, as a bow hunter, once you bow hunt for birds, you'll be hooked. That's the only way you'll want to do it. Sam from Jay's Sporting Goods. You will love it. Hey, Vicky, how are you? Nice to have you along with us. Yeah, Nick's going to be coming on any minute here. We'll continue our Ham for the Holidays giveaway. Nick and the Grillo family, very, very generous. This is something we do for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, for New Year's, and for Easter. Michigan brand hams for the holiday. Maker's Mark. There will probably be some Maker's Mark going in here shortly, but I just wish I had some Crystal Light right now. Oh, come on. There's a fertilizer shortage. On top of everything else, Scott, there's a fertilizer shortage. Scott says, with the fertilizer shortage, we're working on helping the guys out at KFP with KFP Soil Defender. It might have to be under a different name, so stay tuned. Well, I understood that there might be something in the works. John says he missed his opportunity last fall on a turkey with a bow. Scared me when he came down out of a tree. I have nothing. What day is it? It's hump day. I have nothing against turkey hunting with a shotgun. I've killed a couple of birds with a shotgun. But if I'm going to be turkey hunting, it's going to be with a bow. Either a recurve or a compound, or this year a crossbow. Fertilizer is made from petroleum. That would make sense. Tim, did you see my... in fact, when we get done here, I'll send you the picture. Drones, DJI Minis 2s are back in at Costco. Well, that's true. And it doubled in price. Why am I not surprised, Jim? Why am I not surprised? Everything is going to be a ride, going to be a wild ride, I think. All right. Supply and demand and more. Yep. What else? Oh, I started to say coming up in 2 weeks, which will be the 23rd. Amy Trotter, executive director of MUCC, is going to join me here. Somebody needs to get you one for your birthday, Jen. Somebody needs to get Tim a drone for his birthday. Amy Trotter, executive director of MUCC, will be joining me on Wednesday Night Live 2 weeks from tonight, talking about that organization, what they're all about, why she thinks it's a great organization. And I actually agree with her. I'm a member of MUCC, and talking about issues in Lansing out of the DNR, NRC, and more. So if you have questions for her, that'll be the night to bring them up. That will be the night to bring them up. Brian says he shot his turkey last spring. Glad he reloaded his crossbow as a coyote came to steal his bird. That would be very, very cool. I love that story. Don't you wish that one was on video? He shot his turkey last spring, reloaded his crossbow, and a coyote came in to try to steal it. Jeff Hammond, you need to listen to the radio show this weekend as John Dirtka. And I wish you would have been on earlier so you could have seen the spearing video. When we're done, Jeff, relook at this, rewatch this, and go back a few minutes and look at his underwater spearing video. There we go. Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand Meats. He says, hi, Mike. Captain Bob cleaning our 4-man limited perch we got today, plus 14 inches in the mess oven. How cool is that? All right, my friends. Hey, Nick, we're going to put you to work right away. Okay, we're going to put you to work right away. So how does this work? Let me throw something out right off the bat. And please hear me because I'm going to say it again. If you have won anything on any of our giveaways in the last year, I would ask you to refrain from entering tonight's giveaway. The only reason is we want to have as many people as possible be able to take advantage of the generosity of our donors. In this case, Michigan Brand Meats, the Grillo family, and Nick Grillo. So again, let me reiterate. If you have won anything here on a Wednesday Night Live in the last year, please do not enter the giveaway tonight. Okay, with that, Michigan Brand, let me show you who Michigan Brand is. You know them, but I'm gonna show you again. These are, I went to the wrong thing. I went to mine. Let me stop. I hit the wrong button right at the last minute. Chrome tab. Oh, and Michigan Brand disappeared. Sorry about that, Nick. I had it all set up and I hit the wrong button. MichiganBrand.net. MichiganBrand.net is the website. MichiganBrand.net. Oh, you had some Avery Hunter sticks on the boat today. Why don't I interview with Midland County Mosquito Control? Because it would be too specific to one part of the state. And I have stations all across the state. So to interview Midland County Mosquito Control wouldn't be of interest to about 98% of the listeners. That's why. That's the only reason why. Okay. Nick Grillo, Michigan Brand, MichiganBrand.net, MichiganBrand.net. Nick will be on the radio show next week talking about how the fact that they're now going to be available in the Great Lakes Loon Stadium all summer long. MichiganBrand.net. Okay. You know how this works. Ham for the holidays. This one, of course, an Easter ham. If you would like to win a Michigan brand ham for Easter, you have 2 minutes starting right now. Vicky, you're in. You're close enough. 2 minutes starting right now. Make a comment on why you want to win a Michigan brand ham for Easter. Make it as, and I'm going to pull up the website again here. Make it as clever as you can. Share screen, Chrome tab. There we go. MichiganBrand.net share. This is Michigan Brand Meets. MichiganBrand.net. MichiganBrand.net. All their different products. There is a store locator on here. People are always saying, where can I get Michigan brand products? Where can I get Michigan brand products? If you go to the website, MichiganBrand.net, and do the store locator, you can find where these stores are. Mike is in. Ham and eggs. Yes, please. Never won anything. Well, you might win tonight. Best tasting meat ever. Ham and eggs. Yes, please. Trying to get a Michigan brand. Mad Jack over on YouTube. You know, Nick Grillo, we never had anybody from YouTube win before. Just something to keep in mind. What day is it? It's free ham day for the Hammons. That's not a bad one. Son's third birthday. Easter. Okay, 1 minute left. 1 minute left on why you want to win a Michigan brand ham for Easter. MichiganBrand.net. MichiganBrand.net. Would love to win a Michigan brand ham for Easter. Thanks, Mike and Nick. Don't thank me. Thank Nick Grillo. The late Nick Percy would wanting a daily podcast right now because he is so excited about it. I can hear him too. I can too. Your family would love to try one. 45 seconds on the Michigan brand. 45 seconds. Can't get enough of that stuff, Johnny says. "30 seconds. Me, because pigs won't lay eggs." Joe says over on YouTube. Polish style ham with all the sides. Boy, that sounds good. It does. 30 seconds on the Michigan brand ham. We'll see how my how my buzzer is tonight. I'm not optimistic, John Callison, but we'll see. My voice hasn't been real strong since I had COVID. Now I feel great. Mona's over on YouTube. Couldn't get him, so we'll try for Easter. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6. I'm not feeling good. Voice hasn't been the same since COVID. I'm feeling good, but the voice isn't great. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That wasn't bad. It was no record breaker, but it wasn't bad. I'd take it. 35-ish. 35-ish, John. Ray Massman. Ray Massman or Mossman. I'm going to say Massman. It's 28.9. That's not bad. That's not bad. Post-COVID. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Ray Massman. Ray, if you would please, in a private message here on Facebook, send me your shipping address, and I will get that to Nick, or you can send it directly to Nick Grillo. Your shipping address of where you want that Michigan brand ham for Easter sent to you. Ray Massman, Massman. Congrats, Ray. Congrats, Ray. And thank you, Nick. You are always so generous. Everybody's congratulating him. Might as well watch paint dry. Well, if you're talking about my buzzer is so much more entertaining than watching paint dry. So much more. Thank you, Nick. Nick Grillo. Oh, by the way, I actually forgot to thank Nick Grillo and Michigan Brand for the helping to make the Trinity Monitor dinner a success. So, Nick Grillo, let me say something to you right now, buddy. Nick and the Grillo family and Michigan Brand donated Michigan Brand products for a year to be delivered once a month to the high bidder in the live auction. That's a very generous gift. Now, keep in mind, I work with Michigan Brand, and though I always turn down Nick's offer to get something free once in a while, I think my lung capacity is pretty good. Nothing a cigar can't fix. I always turn down Nick's offers, but the option's there, right? I could get free Michigan Brand products if I want to. So this was about a $500 value. My lovely wife, Denise, who was sitting in the front row there, Nick, was the high bidder. She bid $850 to get Michigan Brand products for a year. So we were the high bidders. I'm glad she did because it went for a good cause. And Nick, thank you. Thank you for your support of Mike Avery Outdoors, of Wednesday Night Live, and of our Trinity Monitor Wild Game Auction. Next year, Nick, we hope to have it, if we can find a venue, the first Saturday in March once again, and I'd love to have you there. Please don't go to Florida next year, the first Saturday in March. MichiganBrand.net, MichiganBrand.net. Yeah, she did. She did. She did that. She did it. Johnny's like, yeah, you go, girl. Yeah, so awesome. It was awesome. No, Stacy, you can't. Since you won just before Christmas and you won last week, you are not allowed to enter now for a year. The boat will be well stocked. I mentioned the DJ. Yeah, I own the Mavic Mini. Joe, I have the Mini, and I like it. And yes, the Angler Quest will be well stocked with Michigan Brand products. John Cedar, I look forward to talking with you and Mike King on Friday of Brenton Arms. I hope it's a productive talk. I have a feeling that it will be. Stacy, I know, because we know if you enter again, you'll win again because you have that kind of mojo about you. Oh my goodness. How did it get to be 7:43 already? That's like impossible. It was the 29 seconds of my buzzer that made the show seem much faster from my perspective. From yours, not so much. I get it. All right, my friends, thank you for joining me on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. And again, I'm going to go through this again. Thank you to Paul Schlafly, Jeff Godey, Mark Pananzak, Linwood Beach Marina, Versa Skins, Rec Broadheads, Michigan Brand Meats, Linwood Beach Marina, Linwood Taxidermy, Great Lakes Charter Training, Brian and Lori Stroik, Matt Schock, Duncan's Outdoor Shop, Dart and Archery, Craig Plowman, Johnny Bowler, Ross Elliott, Ed Bolanowski, Chef Dave Miner, and everyone else who helped out on the Trinity Monitor Wild Game Dinner and Auction. Everybody who was there had a good time, spent money. We do appreciate it. My name is Mike Avery. You can send me an email anytime to Mike at MikeAveryOutdoors.com, Mike at MikeAveryOutdoors.com. My website is MikeAveryOutdoors.com. That is not a problem. It didn't bother me at all. All right, my friends, have a great night, and we'll talk to you next week, 7 o'clock, for another edition of Wednesday Night Live. By the way, I also do a live show behind the mic Wednesday mornings at 8:45 live from the Outdoor Magazine radio studio. Let's see what's going to happen to this Jay's Sporting Goods mug now. I got a feeling I know what it's going to be. All right, my friends, have a great night. Thanks for joining me on this edition of Wednesday.